We chose to take a Charles Wells pub on about 11 years ago, and Charles Wells, we felt, still had really good family values, made us really comfortable to invest the money, and yeah, just seemed like nice people to get involved with.
From almost first contact with our RDM at the time, it was a very sort of quick initial process. Within a day or so of making first contact, we had somebody back to us, laying out the next steps and whatnot that we needed to put together.
There's lots of work you have to do in terms of research, so you really understand the business that you're going into, and there are people at the end of the phone and you meet with people on a regular basis. So it was a good process that we were taken through, yes. Charles
Wells gave us a huge amount of support with all the legal aspects of taking on the lease. Yeah, they made it very pain-free. There's a lot of experience and a huge amount of information that Charles Wells gave to us.
Charles Wells have supported our business ideas both financially and embraced the quirkiness that is Yummy. We're different, we know that, and we pride ourselves on being a bit strange and a bit outrageous with things. The next project is to go into the roof and do Airbnb. Brilliant. Then we're going to look at putting a container ship on the flat roof here.
Oh, cool, yeah.
We've just got to have a look and see what we're allowed to do planning wise.
They've listened, which is a breath of fresh air. Any ideas that we've got, to be honest, they've taken on board. Taking this pub, for example, we rewrote the rule book. We moved the bar from the middle of the pub to the entrance. These were all ideas that we had, and Charles Wells could see our vision and make sure that we got there.
One of the bits that I was most impressed with in terms of the training upon our induction to Charles Wells was the crisp training. It was very useful as an introduction to the company. All of those things that we did throughout that week, you then take into the business.
That was totally invaluable, the whole course. For somebody coming in who's not from a pub background, it covered so many different aspects that I felt we didn't come in complete novices.
We've seen immediate improvements from Sean's training, definitely in the quality of our cellars and the way that the guys responded to glassware. And we've seen definite, especially even over this weekend, engagement in the team from Ali's training on the wine. So that's the future for us of how we're going to use the support, definitely, which has been really beneficial so far.
He wasn't teaching me to suck eggs, but just having conversations around certain things, he's got a wealth of knowledge that just by having a conversation about things will just trigger something in your own mind and you go, well, I'll try that, you know.
We want to work with people that are there to solve problems. It's hard enough running a retail-driven pub business at the moment as it is, and the last thing you need is different headaches that come from nowhere. So Dave's been brilliant. He is really clued up to what our expectations and needs are, which are different, I think, to anybody else's, really.
They're very efficient. You can tell they care, which I think is unique in that sort of role. It's nice to find people on the end of the telephone who actually do care about you. And yeah, they bend over backwards.
It's got all of the advantages of, you know, working for yourself and not being micromanaged and doing what you think's right, but at the same time, you know, being able to have the support of a big business behind you when you do need something, and that's been very, very useful for us here at the Pale.
We got this from an old nunnery. We've got two of them at the same time. They cost an absolute fortune, but they're brilliant. The Charles Wells Awards, I think, is the best thing that any retailer-driven business can do. We supported it. I entered 3 categories this year. For our training program, which we won. For Makeda, who is one of our rising stars, she won the Rising Star Award. She's incredible talent and we're lucky to have her, but we proactively develop her. So for her to win the award has had a massive impact on her personally. It's had a great impact on the business.
We entered ourselves for quite a few different awards. Learning curve for us, it really pulled the team together, gave them one vision, we're all aiming for something. And yeah, it was good fun getting there. And then when we actually won something, when we won the Pub of the Year, the adulation on everyone's faces, it was fantastic.
To be recognised within the retail section of the business was really important, but also just for the guys to know that they're part of a business that invests in people, gets awarded for doing so, and is highly regarded in the industry is really important for us.
The trade show was particularly good. We got a coffee machine out of that. That was a good way of meeting people that do all the extra services.
It's very easy being within these four walls for so many days a week and so many days a year to not keep things fresh, whereas little things like the Facebook group and the Untapped magazine is a great way to just see what other people are doing and you know, help come up with your own ideas as well, what might work for your business, what might not. It's always very, very useful.
It's a way of life, and you have to embrace that it's a way of life. We're sometimes guilty of it immersing completely in our lives, but it is a nice life, isn't it? It's very sociable, we're sociable people, and yeah, meeting new people all the time and making good friends. We've had a lot of good friendships out of previous pub and this one. Yeah, it's just a nice thing to do, isn't it?
Absolutely love it. I couldn't see myself doing anything else. The industry, it's never boring, it changes all the time. I'm working with exciting, enthusiastic people. I couldn't see myself sitting in an office doing 9 to 5. Some people might sound crazy for saying that, but yeah, I love the trade.